All right, so I have this card game here. I don't know if I would really call this a game. It is called We're Not Really Strangers. Now, I got this because I thought it would be like a good date idea. I don't know if this would necessarily be a good first date idea, just because some of these questions are pretty serious. But just kind of going through this on how to play. I mean, honestly, I mean, a lot of people probably do think this would be a perfect first date idea, but I don't know. So basically the way this works is there's 3 different levels here. You can see it's even labeled. And you're supposed to kind of go through like about 15 cards per level. So once you do like 15 cards on the first level, then you do 15 on the second and 15 on the third. And you kind of alternate. And they're basically just questions. So which is why I don't know if I would call this a game. But for example, do I remind you of anyone? And that would be a level 1 question. And you're going to do 15 of those. Just try to grab one from the middle for level 2. So level 2, kind of an example question. Have you ever told someone I love you but didn't mean it? And if so, why? You can kind of see how that's a much more serious question. And then number 3, like level 3, and obviously they get much, much more serious. We have, based on what you learn about me, does my social media accurately reflect who I am? Why or why not? I mean, that's a pretty interesting question. And you notice, like, this is a question you're asking them, but they're answering it about you. So it's kind of interesting. So that's not how all the questions are, obviously, but you're supposed to have these different levels. Everything that kind of comes with this, obviously you get your cards here. You also get these 2 dig deeper cards. And it's just kind of like if the person you are doing this with kind of thinks you might be holding something back, you're supposed to be able to use like these once per round. It does come with pencils. It comes with this notepad here. And then we have our final card, and this is kind of how you would end it after you do 15 in each round. And this, I'm not going to reveal what this is, but basically this is actually really cool on how this goes. And if you do end up purchasing this, like I have, this would actually, I mean, it kind of does make it like a really good first date if you use this. But I don't know if this would be a good first date, but this isn't necessarily just for dating either. Like, these questions aren't like specifically romantic. Now they do have expansion packs, etc. for that. But I just thought that this was really a good game to play, especially in an era of online dating, or like a thing to do, because you don't know these people. A lot of people don't really like text very well or call, etc. So this is a pretty low stress way, because now you don't have to come up with any of the questions. They don't have to come up with any questions. And it gives you an activity to do instead of being like, what's going on? So if you are like not good at online dating, basically this might be something that you want to check out. It's pretty simple. Don't be afraid to carry it. But also, like, you're supposed to play this with your friends, etc. Because, like I said, this is not a romantic thing, because sometimes maybe you don't really know your friend that well. So something like this might be a good way to really grow a friendship as well. So there you guys go. We're Not Really Strangers. Pretty cool. You have the 3 different rounds that you go to with the dig deeper cards, and then the final card. And it's definitely meant for just 2 people, but obviously you could play this with more people, because essentially these are just cards with questions on them. So you could play this with as many people as possible, and you don't really have to go with 15 and 15. You can play it however you want.